All right, here we are again with RIP. What is this? RIP version 2, okay? Because we got to do it in viral because the packet tracer doesn't support the authentication we're looking for. Two ways of doing this authentication. In global configuration, you do IP RIP authentication. Then you create a keychain, danger, or secret, or what have you. And then the type of encryption you're going to use, IP RIP authentication mode, MD5. Or you can simply go under the interface and say IP RIP authentication mode, MD5. Because under the interface, you can do MD5 authentication or clear text authentication. And again, it all depends on the iOS feature. But enough talk. This is your lab right here. We're going to go ahead and do it. Let's go inside. All right, through the magic of editing, we're now inside viral. It took forever, but we're here. Hallelujah. All right, as you can see, I checked to see, make sure that all the routers have their appropriate IP address. We don't have to worry about putting an IP address. All right, all we need to do is configure the authentication. Now, there's different ways of doing the authentication. All right, let's do this one. Yeah, let's look at this one. Okay, we can do this. We can go to global configuration, do keychain RIP, then create key 1, so we can do key 2 or key 3 or whatever. Have several key strings. I only do one key, call it danger. And that's it. Go to router 2 and do the same thing. Or we can go to the interface and just do IP RIP authentication mode MD5. I vote for this. I vote for this. All right. And we'll question mark it because every iOS has its way of doing things. So let's go to wait a minute, and 10.1.1.5 is G01. So config T int G01. Hey Laz, how'd you know that was int G01? Well, I know this is the 4 network, this is the 8 network, this is the 12 network, and this is the 16 network. I know this is 5, 6, 9, 10. This is 13, 14, 17, and 18. So I already know I know my network, so I know what it is. But if you do a short PM brief, you can see your interface right there. So in G01, we're gonna do IP, and if you question mark it, it tells you, a bunch of different things. What I'm looking for is RIP, and there it is, RIP. Okay, it's right here. IP RIP, router information protocol. So IP RIP what? IP RIP authentication. What about authentication? Well, what mode are you using? Well, I'm using mode MD5. Well, I should put that really last. I'm gonna put a keychain first. Is that the way that they want it? That's why Notepad is the greatest. No, just MD5. All right, that's it. Okay. But you could do keychain. Let's say let's do a keychain. Let's see what happens. Keychain, and then they want a word. Let's give it danger. And then, but that's it. That's clear text. There is no MD5. They have to go into key mode and all that stuff. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually say IP RIP authentication. I'm gonna say mode. And then it's going to ask me, well, what do you want? I want MD5. All right. So whatever I encrypt, all right. So whatever goes across is going to be encrypted. But you know what? I am going to do IP RIP authentication, keychain, and then danger, right? So those are the lines I'm going to put. Let's see what happens. I am actually doing it under the interface. Remember, I'm under the interface. So I did it under this interface. Now I got to go to this interface right here, which is 6. All right, 6 is in G01 as well. So I'm going to go to config T in G01. And I'm going to go IP I'm sorry. No, I'm correct. IPRIP authentication. All right, again, what is it you want to do? I want to do this. Let's do the keychain. Let's do it in order, I guess, if you want to call it in order. Keychain. If I can spell chain. Chain. Danger. You see, there's nothing else to do. Okay, so then I'll do IPRIP authentication mode MD5. Anything that's going across, I want to encrypt it. Do WR. And we have another interface as well. Okay, but we can just do it under these two routers. We'll leave the other routers alone. All right, actually, what we can do is, let's do a do show IP in brief. I don't want to do a wrong interface. Do show IP int brief, and the int G02, int G0/2. I'm just gonna do IPRIP authentication mode MD5. That's it. That's all I'm going to do on the rest of the routers. But on the routers 1 and 2, those first two interfaces, that's what I'm going to do. So let's go to router 3. Just to make things quick, config T. Again, it's just the routers authenticating to itself, encrypting the information as it goes across. So this is the 12 network. No, this is the 8 network. This is the 8 network 4, 8. This is 9, which you did. So we're doing 10 and 13. So G01, G02. It really doesn't matter because we're doing the same command on both. So int G0/1 IPRIP authentication mode MD5. Enter. Let's change it to, what happened? We said 2. Hello. Backspace. Okay, maybe my numlock is not on. Enter, and then well, we really mean that in G01 is authentication mode MD5. Do WR. So we're doing router 3. Let's go to router 4, and then the same thing. Config T, interface G01. IPRIP authentication mode MD5, and then up arrow, change that to 2. IPRIP up arrow MD5, do WR. So we supposedly have authentication across the board. If we go to router 1, right? Let's take a look at, let's first take a look at the configurations. We're going to do a show start. Take a look at the interfaces. Here's our NG01. Here's our IPRIP authentication MD5, and the keychain is danger. The same thing it has on the interface that it's connected to. All right. Can we ping it? Ping 10.1.1.5. I mean 6. So apparently authentication is working, but how do we know? Well, we got to debug IPRIP. Debug IPRIP. Let's see if it says authentication. No. Debug IPRIP. So we can sit back, and there it is. We have RIP sending updates on via the 224, the multicast for RIP. There's your metric. Okay. Here's RIP received update gig02. We should see what we're looking for. What we're waiting to see is an authentication saying that it passed or it failed. Here we go. IPRIP ignored version 2 on 10.1.1.6. Invalid authentication. Maybe I misspelled it, but I was able to ping it. So, but it is valid because I know that. But at least there you saw that line right there that it was ignored. It really wasn't ignored because I was able to ping it. I was able to ping it. So we'll do a UAll. Stop all debug. Okay. And but we have connectivity all the way across. If we do a trace, let's say to 10. Trace 10.1.1.10. All right, it's taking the 18 route. It wants to go down, okay? But you can see, well, let's trace 10.1.1.9. It will be a shorter route. It's still going down. It's going down the other way. Interesting. I can ping 10.1.1.6 because I am connected directly to it. So there's no issues. Well, okay, let's go to the last router. And we're going to do a ping 10.1.1.6. And it's successful. So I don't know what's going on. Let's take a let's do here, just to find out, just as curiosity. Let's do a debug here. A debug IPRIP, and let's see what we get. All right, you just see there, we're getting our updates, obviously, from 10.1.1.4, 10.1.1.8. Okay, 2 hops away, 1 hop away, 10.1.1.4, again, is receiving updates. I haven't seen any. There's no invalid yet. Let's give it another shot. Another 30 seconds, right? Because we didn't change the timers, we didn't tweak it or anything, but nothing seems to be wrong, nothing seems to be happening. I am getting updates from the 4, the 16, the 8 network, the 4 network, so no issues, no worries. So it could be, who knows, maybe I misspelled it or something, but let's take a look at it just for the sake of looking at it. Let's do a show start. All right, and I put keychain danger. Okay, and this one, IPRIP authentication, keychain danger. Let's look at this one right here. And they're both under G1. You show start. Why are we getting that invalid even though we can reach it? Could be a bug, who knows? But at least you can see authentication is actually working when we did that keychain. When we didn't do the keychain, there was no authentication. IPRIP, keychain, danger, same thing. Mode, MD5. So it must be a, oh, and I put, yeah, it's probably just, and this is going the other way. So it doesn't really matter. Because this right here is going the other way. But like I said, this is not the only way you can configure it. It all depends on your iOS. Okay, it all depends. This is all we did. You could do it this way in global configuration, but you'll have these handouts so you can play with it. But this is authentication in RIP. All right, and unfortunately, in the packet tracer, they don't have that. If you try to do IP authentication, what's going to happen is you're going to question mark, you're going to get EIGRP. You're not going to get RIP, okay? But in VIRL, you will. All right, but this is the easiest way to do it, is under the interface. It's very simple, nothing out of the ordinary. All right, you can do it in global or the interface. I'd rather choose the interface. It's just that much easier. And then you see it by doing a debug all if there's anything funky going on that you can't reach an interface. Okay, and that's it. And just keep this in mind. This is an emulator. All right, ladies and gents, that is your labs for RIP version 2. All right, we're out of the lab, right? Not that difficult. RIP was already configured, IP is already configured. We did authentication and global configuration between these 2 routers, and the rest of the routers were just under the interface. That's all there is. And you see that you have nothing to do. It was just them talking to each other, making sure there's no rogue router that you're going to be plugging in. Because if you do, then it won't get the routing table. That's what authentication is there for. So don't forget it. If you don't, and here's your syntax, it's right here. You'll have this. It will be there, so look for it. I'll see you in the next one.